Hello and welcome to Issues with Issues. This is the week of May 27th. This will be our last uh, pull for May. And honestly, it was a pretty good week. All DC this week, at least for me. And let's just get right into it. We're gonna start with the second issue of the not reprint. Basically, they didn't print the original intended ending for Swamp Thing during his original run, because they were afraid it'd be like too esoteric and deal too much with religion and stuff, and they were worried about it. So they had them kind of cobble together something else, and so they're going back and they're printing that originally planned story. And this is the second issue of them coming back and doing that, and this one really kicks it off. This is the last one was very kind of vague and not necessarily vague, but it was very what it was, and what it was not very concrete or necessarily like simple. It but it was setting up very nicely for this, and I assume going forward, we get Swamp Thing. He's kind of going back through time. He actually goes back all the way to the Big Bang, and we have some characters, Shining Knight and Constantine specifically, trying to save him. Because if you don't know, John Constantine comes from Swamp Thing. If I'm not mistaken, he originally appeared in the original printing of this book. So it's very nice to see him kind of come back around for the ending. And this was really good. I'd give it like a 4.2 out of 5. Um, it's still like it's you can tell it's not modern comics, for good and bad. Um, and you this might be kind of obvious. You really need to have read the Swamp Thing story. Um, and like yeah, that like I said, it does seem obvious. It's the ending to a story. You want to read the story. But some people might just see Swamp Thing on the shelf and pick it up. I really think because I don't think the original had this like a have the first page be an explanation of what's going on, what this is. I think would be a smart decision, but it's a decision they decided not to make for whatever reason, and so just make sure you are familiar with what you're picking up if you are going to pick this up. We'll stay magical here for a second, and we're gonna move on to Zatanna number 2. This is good. I don't want to make it seem like it's not good. It's just this is I think a number 2 is maybe the hardest issue to write because like the original or like the issue 1 you can uh it's set up and it's getting people intrigued, and so you're able to kind of play with that a lot. And I think it's very easy to get people's attention. But like a second or a third issue, you have to keep that attention, and I think this does do that very well. Um, this sets up uh like a I guess a failure of I don't know why that light turned off. There we go. Let's turn on the brightness a little bit. Sorry about that. Uh, but we have Zatanna, who is the great magus. She's dealing with a little bit of bleed over from the last issue of trying to figure out what's wrong with this particular spirit. But then the person we got introduced to from the last issue, this kind of representative from uh, this new magically oriented occult affairs section of the government, kind of comes in and messes it up and uh, leaves Zatanna pretty shaken. And so I'm very happy to see where this goes. And a rating. I'd probably put it on par with Swamp Thing, so like a 4.2. I think is what I gave Swamp Thing. I think it's around that. It's so that's some great fun art. Um, Dealing a lot with these like magical realms and stuff, which I think is great to see. Like I said, uh, issue two is where you've got to kick it into gear, and I am very excited to see where this goes from here. Take a little bit of break from the magic for issue 35 of Green Lantern. This is mostly dealing with the story of Odyssey and Kyle in L.A. I was going to say New York, but it's L.A. He is hired on as her bodyguard. She has been kind of hired. She's been casted in this movie, and the kind of the conflict being that they want to send her to this doctor who is turning aliens into like basically doing like the Men in Black thing from Men in Black One, where he's like putting aliens in skin suits to look like humans, and the doctor kind of wants to grab her, and that's kind of where the issue ends. With is Kyle kind of busting in, getting ready to fight. Uh, I'm interested. I think this new Doctor character, if they're new, it could be an older Green Lantern character repurposed that I don't know about. But I think it's new. Being, but like they're kind of creepy looking. I think it'd be interesting to keep them on for a little bit longer. I hope it's not just they fight him, they put him away, we move on to the next thing. I think a longer arc with a character like that of trying to deal with this like not like confrontational villain where this villain is doing things to other people who are then causing conflicts and they're trying to deal with like fighting these aliens while tracking this doctor. I think would be I think that's a better direction for this to go. But we will have to see. And then also we get a little bit more of the Wonder Twin and Hal Jordan story. I can't say I'm particularly interested in it, to be completely honest with you. Maybe I would be if it was its own book and we got more of it at a time. But right now, getting it's not even like half an issue where each issue is split equally. It's the book is 80% Kyle and Odyssey and 20% Hal and Wonder Twin. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. But one of the Wonder Twin, the one who turns into animals, the female one. It's I think it's very similar to the issue I had with Static and Batman Beyond, where both stories would be better served being their own thing. Mushing them into the same book is just crowding it. Just like Static had Batman and the Justice League and everything in there, and it should have just been a Static book. I think this is just be Kyle and Odyssey, and maybe we have an arc with Kyle and Odyssey, and then the next arc is Hal and Wonder Twin out in space, or they can just be separate books. I think Green Lantern's got enough name recognition. You could do that, but it is what it is. This is like a 4. It's a 4. Really brought down by Kyle's new suit. I really don't like it. But and then we have Absolute Wonder Woman number 20. Always pick up a Terry Dodson variant. This is the conclusion to this 5-issue arc that we've been on. It's really good as you expect from Absolute Wonder Woman. And I'm really interested to see where it's going further. At the end of this arc, we get like Diana is captured for a little bit, but then Persephone through Hades kind of saves her and brings her back down to the underworld. And even though that might have saved her in a way, her friends are also she also has some friends that are captured or like under threat. And so it's like another prison to her where even though she may be able to walk around and she's not like shackled, she's not being experimented on, she can't go save her friends. And I wonder what she's going to do with this. If we're going to get a time skip, because her deal with Hades was to spend 1 month in the underworld every year, I believe. Um, and so is she going to spend the whole month and have to go back and we'll see what happened like in the meantime? Is it going to be a thing where she is going to find a way out of it and um, find a way back very soon, maybe by sacrificing something else or something else offering up a sacrifice, or maybe will this kind of presence or like I don't want to use the term aura, but you know Diana's kind of influence, her good influence on people around her, is going to turn these gods, less selfish over time, because we do get a mention of Persephone noticing that something is wrong, that the world is trending towards bad, and maybe they should do something about it. So maybe Diana, like like recruiting these gods almost because they know something's wrong with the world, could be very interesting, and they kind of lend her powers to their powers to her. We also get a little bit at the end where it seems she's using some Zeus power, some lightning strikes as she's yelling. Um, yeah, I'm very interested in where this is going. This has stayed firmly in the second best absolute book slot for me, and depending on what they do going forward, it could get closer to Martian Manhunter. But I guess anything is possible technically. So, but this is it's like a 4.9. It's pretty damn close to perfect. The art's exactly what the greatness you expect. Story's the greatness you expect. Kelly Thompson's doing some amazing things. And actually, if you didn't know, Kelly Thompson is going to be writing a Buffy series that I definitely will be covering here, that comes out late next month. So look forward to that if you're into Buffy. And that was all of our books for this week. Pretty magic focused, to be honest with you, with a little sci-fi twist in there. And a very good week. If you want to talk about anything in these books, any other books you're reading, I should be picking up, anything like that, put down in the comments. I'll be happy to talk with you. Other than that, do all the normal YouTube stuff. Liking and subscribing does really help a small channel like this. And, I hope to see you next week.